if I asked you, listener, what is your profit, and you don't know what that is, or even a roundabout number for the year, like something is wrong. And you can't make informed decisions if you don't know how much money you have. And so knowing your numbers is like the biggest thing.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Pivot to Profit. We are here with the amazing Your Tax Coach, Barbara Schreihans. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. Super excited for you to share your amazing journey and all the tips and tricks that you have. So let me introduce you officially. Barbara is the founder and CEO of Your Tax Coach, the creator of Write Your Life Off course, super fun name, and the host of Life Changing Money podcast. She's a powerhouse tax strategist and business coach known for helping business owners and high net worth individuals save tens of millions of taxes while scaling your profit. With a passion for empowering entrepreneurs, Barbara teaches her audience how to grow their business, make smart financial decisions, and build lasting generational wealth. When she's not leading her team or coaching clients, you'll find her sharing her favorite fashion trends on social media, spending time with her family, and exploring new corners of the world. All right, girl, I'm so excited to have you here. Super
I am
fun.
excited to be here.
Yes, and we have met in person, so like you're real. I love it. So before we dive in, look, listener, if you're a CEO founder and you have no idea where your money is going, we would love to help you at Pivot Business Group. Just go to pamjordan.com and schedule a call with my team. We can help with books, CFO, all of the wonderful numbers that you don't want to deal with. All right, so Barbara, this is one of my favorite questions. Are you ready?
Sure.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh my gosh, a paleontologist.
Best answer. Yes.
I was obsessed with like digging in the sandbox, and I was like, for sure, I'm gonna go find a T-Rex one day. And obviously that drastically changed.
I love I love it. No one has ever said that. So a paleontologist. I love dinosaurs. That's
Who doesn't,
fantastic.
you know?
It's amazing. A lot of my husband's social media, not social, but like gaming tags is related to dinosaurs. So it's fantastic. We have a large dinosaur in our backyard. It's super fun. So I love it.
Cute.
Yeah, my husband likes dinosaurs, so we have like a yard art of a dinosaur. It's funny.
Is it like metal?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, there's a home like in my hometown, and you drive past it. They're on a ton of acreage, and you look, and they probably have like 30 dinosaur sculptures.
I love it.
Like, I want that kind of money where you're just spending like $1 million a pop on dinosaur sculptures.
And I'm sure you can come up with a way to write it off. I love it.
Yeah.
So, as a young girl wanting to be a paleontologist, what were you taught about money? What did the world tell little Barbara about money?
That there like wasn't enough of it.
Okay, scarcity.
So much scarcity, and people that had money were evil.
Oh,
And my parents would like look at someone who had like a nice car or a nice house, and it was always jealousy and always like, oh, well, they must have like done something bad to get it. And I don't know, I just always thought differently than they did with those things. But yeah, money was never a good topic in our house.
never, it was never safe, never good.
No. Yeah, and my dad was a gambling addict, so it was always just like gone here and then gone, here and then gone.
The ups and downs. There's money, let's have fun. No money. Oh no.
Yeah. Like let's put it all in one basketball shot, you know?
Yeah.
And oh, well, there it just went.
And
Oh,
now it's gone.
our rent for the month. Super smart dad.
Thanks for that. So crazy. And read some about you. And so your young life had a lot to it. And I read that when we're looking at colleges, you said, I just want a job. And like, what can I do that's going to give me a job when I graduate? So tell me about that. What were you told?
Yeah. So funny enough, I started college at 16. I graduated high school at 16. And because I knew there was this program where like if you're under 18, college is free. And I knew I didn't have any money for college. So I was like, I'll do what I can until 18 while I don't have to pay for it. And then I ended up staying in community college till I was 20, and I had like 5 AA degrees. And they were like, you have to leave. Like you can't stay here forever. Like, so go to university. So I transferred and I didn't know what to pick still. So I just picked business. But in the business school, you have to pick like a concentration. And I ended up getting pregnant right before starting university. So I got pregnant like July, school was starting in August. And so I went to the career counselor and I was like, okay, what major do I have to pick where like 100% on the day I graduate, I'm gonna have a job because like I'm having a baby and I don't have time to like take the summer off and go to Europe as like all of my, peers did. And they were like, well, then you have to go into accounting. And I was like, are you sure? Like, is there anything else besides accounting? And they're like, no, accounting. And I mean, it did work out. Like, I always had a paid internship and I had a job the day I graduated, but it definitely wasn't what I thought I was going to do.
I love that answer because practically an accountant always does have a job because taxes come every year.
Yeah. And everyone needs good accountants and tax people.
Yeah.
And it's recession proof and like all the things. So they were right. I didn't want them to be right.
But they were right. And look, you're still in the accounting field. So tell me about
Yeah.
that. You graduate, you worked for a big firm that had some big name clients. Tell me about that journey.
Yeah, so I started working at PwC, one of the big four,
Mhm.
and in the Bay Area. So in the Bay Area, everything was all about VC. So like Facebook, Apple at the time were our clients, and I worked on international tax. And
Mhm.
so putting together like the tax treaties between all the countries that they worked in. And I was there when Facebook went public and it broke the accounting software because it hadn't ever seen that many zeros. So that was kind of fun. But I like quickly realized, and all of my peers told me I was crazy, but I was like, I gotta go, guys. Like, you guys are crazy for staying here. We're working 100 to 120 hours a week. Like, this is not sustainable. I had a newborn, and we were getting paid like $60,000 a year and trying to live in the Bay Area, which is like the most expensive area in the nation. So, like, the math wasn't mathing. So, I was the first one to leave, and
Wow.
everyone's like, you're dumb for giving this up on your resume. And I was like, I don't know. I think you're kind of dumb for staying. And
Right.
so I just kept moving around firms because I was like, there has to be a better way. And I'm sure you've seen this too of like, you, at least in the old firms, it was like, do their taxes, give them their tax bill, do the taxes, just tell them what they owe. And I'm like, no, why can't I just like have a meeting with them beforehand and help them save money in taxes? But no firm wanted to do that.
No. Amazing. So when did Barbara decide I'm going to start my own thing? What was that moment?
Yeah, it was Christmas 2019. And at that time, I was working for a firm that had just started doing tax strategy, but for like really high-end clients.
Mm.
And I was working with a client and I saved him over $2 million dollars in tax. And at that firm, they paid like a percentage of the tax savings, and I would get a commission, or I was supposed to get a commission off of that.
Oh,
And so the commission check was supposed to come in like Christmas 2019, and that would have paid off my student loans. And at the time, my student loans were more than my mortgage. And so it was like, please, like, let's just get these freaking student loans paid off. And Christmas Day, I get the email, and the partner of the firm was just like, yeah, we just got the biggest check the firm's ever gotten in the 60 years we've been open. You get to beat that next year. No, like, thank you. No, here's your commission. Merry Christmas. Like, nothing. And so I'm crying to my husband about it. And he's like, well, if that construction client was your client, like, how much would they have paid you?
mhm.
And just like a light bulb moment of I've never thought about it before, but I guess they would have paid me the same, right?
Right.
And we're just taught so much in school of like, go up the corporate ladder. And if you are a senior accountant for 2 years and a manager for five and a director for seven, maybe we'll be a partner one day. But I never thought of owning my own firm. And so January 1st, 2020, your tax coach was born.
You're like, I am done with this. Now I will get my own thing. So when you first hung your shingle and said, we are open, tell me about one of your first financial wins where you're like, can do this. Like, we're going to pay the bills, babe.
Yeah, I remember one of the first things I did was start a newsletter list. And I don't
Mm,
even know why. Okay. I had no mentors. I didn't know anyone that owned a business. Like, I didn't even like getting newsletters from like other people's businesses. But I was like, if I'm starting a business, I have to have a newsletter list. And like, I don't know, maybe my friends and family like signed up for it. I don't really know who. And I remember sending out the first newsletter, and remember it was January 2020. So like it was about to be tax season full force.
for
And
sure.
so I put out a newsletter that was like, hey, if you need your taxes done, come find me. Like it was like the worst sales email ever. Um, but like 10 people reached out and they were like, "Oh, you can do my taxes. Like, let's go for it. You're not working for someone else anymore. Like, love it." And so I just remember getting like the first 10 tax prep clients when it was just little old me. And I was like, wow, this could, make my student loan payment or pay it off. And I did end up staying at the old firm for like 6 months because I needed the stability of like the paycheck of it all. And then COVID happened, so then I really was like scared of having a business. But yeah, it was really that first newsletter that I was like, man, these things work. I'm gonna keep doing that.
Hey, look at that. Let me reach out to people and tell them what I do, and maybe they'll want it.
Yeah,
I love
sales
it.
101. I don't know.
Who knew? I love it. Yeah, sales, you know, you get how many newsletters a day, right? Some of them you read, some of them you don't. Sometimes you click. I love it. So, from your early journey of like people with money is evil to where you are now, and now you deal with a lot of people that have a lot of money. What was that journey like for you? I call it trauma to work through that, like money isn't evil. People that have money aren't evil. Like, how did you reconcile that now doing what you do?
I just always saw growing up like on TV, not with my family or my parents, but like on TV, I was like, actually, I feel like really rich people like do good with their money. Like you would hear Oprah like donating, hundreds of millions of dollars, or like all these celebrities having private foundations and charities, which like at the time I didn't know what the heck those things were, but they sounded nice and they were doing nice things for like kids in Africa and like feeding the world and Red Cross and all this stuff. So I was like, I don't think it's actually true what they're saying. And I think that the more money you have, the more good you can do for it. And you just have to figure out what you're passionate about and where you want to give your money to. And so that's really always my focus is if I can help a family get back like $10,000, maybe it's to finally have a savings account, or maybe it's to like we've had a client be able to adopt a baby because of it. But maybe it is, you can donate now to the Cancer Society because your mom had died of cancer, so you can donate in her name. So it really is just like the more money we all have, the more good we can do for the world.
Amen, Queen. Amen. Yes, thank you. I love it. I love it. So, as far as the business owners and the high net worth individuals that you see, what are some common mistakes that you see people making when it comes to money and tax and profit in their business? Because it is comical what's going on out there in the business world.
So many people have no idea what their profit is. Like if I asked you, not you, you would know, of course, but
I
like,
know mine to the decimal point.
yes, but like if I asked you, listener, what is your profit? And you don't know what that is, or even a roundabout number for the year, like something is wrong. And you can't make informed decisions if you don't know how much money you have. And so knowing your numbers is like the biggest thing. And I feel like the more money people make, the less they actually know how much money they have. And I'm like, you guys, you're leaving so much on the table, not just with tax savings, but like you don't even know if your Roth is invested. You're like, oh yeah, I put the 7K in, but like, did anyone do anything with it? You don't know. So it's like you have to have these monthly money dates and get ahead of it, or your money's not going to grow. If you're not taking care of it, it's not going to keep growing.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
know.
Yes, it's and it is it's funny where when we have a little, we watch it so closely. And then
Mhm.
I've seen this with a lot of our clients as they grow, they kind of loosen up that purview. And then because they're so focused on sales or building the team or whatever. And then as they get bigger, all of a sudden, they almost forget to look at the numbers.
Or they're
And
like,
it,
someone else is handling it.
oh,
They
yeah.
got it. The bookkeeper has it. The tax person has it. The
Yeah.
financial advisor has it. My husband has it. I hate that one. But it's like, no, yes, everyone has it a little handled, but you also need to know where it all is because if stuff hits the fan.
It's your money. And
Mhm.
that's, yeah, we say this all the time. Like at the end of the day, if things go south, the bank is coming for your house, no one else's. So,
Mhm.
business owner, like you've got to truly know what your numbers are. You can't just delegate it out to someone else because if you don't know your numbers, the bank's coming for your house. They're not coming for your manager's house or your
Mhm.
salesperson's house. They're going to go get another job. Like I've seen bankruptcy. They banks don't play. they,
Yeah. And how do you know what to invest back into your business? As we all want to. We all want to grow and scale our business and keep investing back into it and joining the amazing masterminds like we're in together. But how can you make an informed decision if you don't even know, like, besides how much cash you have in your bank, how do you know what bills you have coming up in the next 3 months and the runway that you have for it?
yeah, that
Too many
forward
people are
looking
just
view.
like, oh, let's look at the account balance. Okay, I'm good. And like, no, it doesn't work like that.
No, there's a few more numbers you might want to pay attention to. I love it. I also know that you are a big real estate investor and have lots of doors. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about that journey for you and how that's been a huge legacy play for you.
Yeah, we just started acquiring little tiny rental properties as our profits were growing. One, because I know that it will save us in taxes. Like anyone can pay like nothing in tax every year if you invest in real estate. And so I just started that in 2020. We had a couple rental properties like when we were just W-2 employees too, but we really started investing a bunch back once our business was profitable. And so it was just like little condos, and then it would turn into duplexes and triplexes and quadplexes and fiveplexes. Like we kept going up one because we're like, that feels okay. But then it was like, okay, the 100 unit apartment complex is actually the same amount of work as buying one condo. You just need a lot more money to do it, but it's the same amount of work, the same calculations. And so we have done a few of those bigger deals now, which is fun. It's weird to say like that you have over 600 doors, but
Dang,
it's
girl.
possible. Like if I can do it, someone that literally came from nothing, I think that any business owner can do it too.
I love it. Congrats. That's so impressive. So you kind of skimmed over that anyone that has invested in real estate can pay less in taxes. But put some meat on that bone for us. Give a like, how do people do that? Because real estate investing is something that a lot of people, and I've had other people on the podcast talking about it more on the funding side, but share on the tax side. Like, what are the games? What are the strategies? Because a lot of people don't understand the huge benefit of investing in real estate from a
Yeah,
tax
so
perspective.
from a tax perspective, the government incentivizes people to invest in real estate because they don't want to provide government housing. It costs our government in the US too much money to provide government housing. So they give it to the citizens to do in exchange for tax benefits. And so it'll look different depending on if you're a business owner versus a W-2 versus a real estate professional. There's a bunch of different ways to invest in real estate, but you can do it to where it can lower your taxes. But for example, let's say like a W-2 earner, they're going to want to probably invest in short-term rentals because W-2 earners cannot be real estate professionals typically. And so you'll want to invest in short-term rentals. One example would be, let's say you bought like a $300,000 Airbnb property. typically you would get like $10,000 of depreciation every year. But you can accelerate that depreciation right now through a cost segregation study. And so you need a CPA firm or an engineering firm to do it. But instead of the $10,000, you can get anywhere from like 60 to $110,000 of deductions in that year. And if you think about it, you probably put 60K down on a $300,000 property. So essentially, you just got your whole down payment as a deduction, which never happens. And that money just lowered your tax bill by that amount too. And then it's even easier for real estate professionals. So, anyone in the real estate space, if you're an agent, if you're in construction, remodeling, property management, there's like 12 industries you can be in to be a real estate professional. And when that happens, then you can own any type of property and take all the losses. So, it doesn't have to be a short-term rental, it can be a long-term rental. And so we try with our clients, like, can one of the spouses be a rep? So like I spend too much time in your tax coach to be a real estate professional, but my husband is our real estate professional. So he
Yeah.
can spend 750 hours or more a year in real estate. So then we can take all the losses that way. And then for business owners, my favorite strategy is called the self-rental election.
Okay.
And it's amazing. And like nobody knows about it, but you can, if you own your business in the same percentage that you own the building. So let's say there's like a doctor's office and there's three doctors. So like a third, a third, a third in the doctor's office, like the business side of it. Those three doctors would have to buy the building in the same percentage. But when they do, there's an election you can make on your taxes to where those big losses, the IRS looks at it as one business. So the rental and the business. So that rental property can have a huge loss. Let's say that same 100K depreciation would lower their clinical business by 100K. And so I love the self-rental election
I
for
love it.
business owners too.
That's huge. Such brilliance. And it's the thing is there seems to be a lot of gurus out there teaching things, but they're not educating people on the tax side of things. They'll tell you how to wholesale, how to fix or flip, and those type of things, but they don't explain a cost segregation study and how to use these tax things to your advantage so that you can take advantage of this huge, of what's available. It seems like there's a disconnect in the education. Do you find that?
Yeah, well, there's two sides of it. Like one side, they kind of use the crutch of like, go ask your CPA. This is not tax advice. Go seek out a professional. But then there's the other side of where they're saying if you invest in it, you're gonna save X amount in tax. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Actually, it's different if they're a W-2 versus a business owner versus a real estate professional. And you just blanket told everyone that they're gonna save 100 grand in taxes, and it doesn't work that way. So
Yeah.
there's like two sides of it where like both are wrong. And yes, you do need to consult your tax person. But then when people go to their tax person and then their tax person doesn't even know the answer or is giving them bad advice, or they're like, no, you can't save money on taxes with real estate. I'm like, oh my gosh, find someone new, please.
Yes, please fire them. And my name is Barbara. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. That's brilliant. So, share with us about what the wildly wealthy retreats look like, because I've seen you talking about those a lot lately. Explain that.
Yeah. So obviously, I love taxes. I love saving people money in tax and helping business owners and all of that. But I really grew my business to a lot of employees, and it can really run mainly without me. And I still wanted to help business owners and be in it, but maybe not in the tax side. And so I started more of like business coaching
Mhm.
and having a mastermind and retreats and live events because I think I like had PTSD still from starting my business during COVID and everything was online and there were so many Zoom calls that I was like, as soon as the world was open, I was like, we're going to have in-person events and actually hug each other and see each other. And so yeah, we started Wildly Wealthy in 2021, and we've hosted retreats like in Sedona and Florida and Cabo and New York City and lots of places. So we just wrapped up our New York City retreat, which was so fun. 30 female business owners, And it was all about being seen. So anything forward facing in your business, whether you wanted to be on more podcasts or speaking on stages or just being more visible and on camera for social media. And so that was so fun because like New York City is iconic for marketing, right?
Yeah. I love it. So when's the next one?
Well, our next big event every year is in November. That's in Scottsdale, and that's Minted Wealth Live. So that's all like wealth focused, building wealth, generational wealth. We have a family office day, which we call like bringing the family office to the common business owner. Because usually family offices are for like 100 million net worth people. And I'm like, we all need the same amount of support, but at like 1 million or 10
Right.
million. Not wait until you're at 100 to figure out your money. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that's our big live event in November. But next year we'll have three different retreats, one in California, one in New York City, and then one international. I think it's going to be Greece, but I haven't locked it in yet.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sounds fun. I love it. I love it. So, what's next for you? Because you've got the retreats, the in person, you've got the your tax coach. What is Barbara doing next? What do you want?
That's a great question. I always have a million ideas. Um, I
Such
mean,
the entrepreneur.
personally, I think we want a place overseas. We thought it was Paris for a long time, but I think it's going to be like somewhere near the ocean in Europe, but like near the ocean somewhere. We don't know what country yet. TBD on that. Um, and have our kids do like world school.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the business, just yeah, keep growing the tax side of things, keep growing the business coaching, and then my COO and I want to start like sitting on boards.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like it.
Hmm.
I like it. Like boards of your clients' businesses.
Both. Yeah. I don't know. We haven't really mapped it out yet, but just being on more boards so people can make better decisions.
Yes. I
Hmm.
love it. I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Barbara, thank you so much. I've got some rapid response questions. So just answer, no detail. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Profit or growth?
Profit,
What's one business expense you'll never cut no matter what?
marketing,
What's the best money advice you've ever received?
never make the same dollar twice.
If you had to start over today, what's the first thing you do differently with your finances?
Hmm. Have a budget.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. And finally, what does financial freedom mean to you?
Building out like my dream day every day.
I love it. What is your dream day? Now I want to know.
Yeah, I like working from 10 to 2. If I can get everything done from 10 to 2, like the mornings are all for the kids, and then 8 to 9 after drop off is a gratitude walk, and then a workout class of some kind from 9 to 10, then work 10 to 2, and then it's like kid pickup, hang out, games, sports, fun stuff in the evening.
Living the whole mom life. How many kiddos do you have?
3,
Whew, what ages?
15, 13, and 7.
Yeah. It's a whole ride. It's a whole
And a
ride.
puppy. So I feel like we have 4 right now.
At least only one of them is peeing on the carpet.
Well, debatable.
Depends on the day, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Barbara, thank you so much for sharing your profit story with us. Where can people connect with you?
I love hanging out on Instagram. So you
Okay.
can find me at Your Tax Coach on Instagram. And we just drop daily tips and tricks, and we have lots of free tax guides to help you save money.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being on our episode of Pivot to Profit today. It is all about what your profit numbers are and what you're doing with it to build your wealth and your legacy. I love you sharing all the tips and all the real estate investing stuff. Fantastic. So thank you so much for being here. Listeners, if you want to connect, just go to pamjordan.com. And remember, it's not what you make that matters, it's what you keep. Thank you.